Well, hello and welcome everyone to my random discussion here. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have been seeing a lot of Helldivers stuff in the news lately, and I want to settle some of my gripes that I have with this game, and just talk about some like weapon balance ideas that I had, because I just feel like there's a lot of controversy about the weapons in this game, the balancing in this game, and stuff like that. And I guess from my perspective, and maybe you guys see this too, maybe you don't. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. A lot of weapons being used and a lot of weapons not being used. Certain situations are better in certain situations, so people tend to use them more. Some of the gripe that I have, this is one of my favorite guns in the game right now. If you look at something like this and you compare it to a similar assault rifle here, if you compare it to this, like a similar styled assault rifle, they're both bullpups. You can tell this one on the right here has a bigger magazine. It's firing a larger round. So if we take a look at like these two weapons here and we kind of compare them, you can see the one on the right does a lot more damage, the one on the left does less damage. They both have the same capacity, weirdly enough, which is, I think, really strange. The recoil on the one on the right is less than the one on the left. The fire rate is higher on the left than it is on the right. See, I think a lot of issues kind of stem from this, and if you look at like the Wikipedia thing,
That was an ugly planet.
they list like calibers and stuff like that, and I think that's kind of one of the biggest issues I have with this game is there's some just weird misunderstandings I feel like with this, because if you come over and look at this one, sure, it has a little bit more capacity than this one. Yet it has higher damage, but it looks like they use the same style. I mean, they're even named the same thing, but they have different fire rates. They have different armor penetrating and stuff like that. Like this one, lower penetrating than this one, which is fine. I mean, whatever. Obviously, this one has a longer barrel than this one, so that makes sense. But why does this one have the same ammo capacity as this? Like, I feel like they should drop the recoil on this one. These recoils should probably be swapped, because this one is firing a larger round. It should definitely do more damage. It should probably have more stopping power, and potentially like more penetration too versus this one. I mean, maybe they should incorporate some different types of ammo into the game that you can select for different missions and stuff like that. So you can keep using this gun, but you have a different type of bullet or something like that. Their idea was to have different guns for that role, but it just feels like they just kind of got this stuff backwards. Like, this should have more capacity than this for sure. This should have more recoil than this for sure. This one's fine to me. Like, I like the way this one is, but why does this one do the same or more damage rather than this guy, the penetrator? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. And that's great that the fire rates are the same and stuff like that, but I feel like maybe because of the smaller round and stuff like that, it should have a higher fire rate than the 640. And I think I think this should be more like a 60 round mag, and this should be more of like a 45 round mag. If this is going to be, if this tenderizer one is going to be 30 rounds, like, come on. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Especially when you got these other ones and stuff like that too, like, sure, medium armor penetrating, but it just seems like there's so much overlap with just these types of guns like this. And same thing with stuff like this. Like, I'd almost never see people using stuff like this, just because a lot of issues, I feel like, with the scopes and everything. The scopes seem pointless to me in this game, with how slow the weapons sway and move around and everything. That just drives me kind of bonkers too. Scope and stuff, and it's a marksman rifle, but you can't really use it as such because the scopes are kind of pointless. And stuff like this one sounds really fun, like it does a ton of damage, but for some reason, I don't know, it doesn't, just the way it fires and stuff like that, making this one like a bolt action and stuff like that, I feel like it really kind of makes this thing pointless to use, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree or like this stuff. Same with these shotguns too. It's like, it's great that there's so many different variations, but then again, a lot of them don't get any love or any use. Let's see if I can show you. So another thing I have to comment on is the same thing with like the heavy machine gun. the stalwart, the anti-material rifle, the machine gun itself. Like, and we come down to the machine gun, you can kind of see, hey, 8mm projectile. The stalwart is doing a 5.5, which is very similar to these liberators. Sorry, can't talk. And the heavy machine gun uses a big 12.5mm, so like a 50 BMG almost. So you kind of have the saw, the 249 saw. You got the M60 here, and then you got the Browning 50 cal. Which, again, I'm fine that they do that, but I think there needs to be a balance in that regard. Like, the heavy machine gun here, I think I'm fine with, like, this gun you have to set up and enjoy kind of thing, like you're going to be a turret. That makes sense. The stalwart is great, but I think because of the fire rates and stuff like that, the very low damage and stuff like that, it'd be nice if you could either A, change the projectile or type of ammo in it, or B, give us more ammo with it. Instead of maybe, 2 mags, give it 4 and 3 or something like that, or maybe increase the capacity to 300. Because you just burn through ammo so quickly, and there's a lot of times there's not a lot of ammo to find in the area, especially with how like little damage it does. Or make it so you can actually do damage to like bigger bugs and bigger things. It just takes way more ammo. Because they're still like bullets are still gonna hurt, man. Like blunt damage and stuff like that, especially to the bugs and stuff, that has to hurt them, right? You would think, especially when you got like this thing firing this 8x60 cartridge. It's a pretty big round. Like, and the 150 in the machine gun, I feel like is just underwhelming. You run out of ammo so fast, and then you can't reload while you're running with that one. But the stalwart you can for some reason, when they're very similar style guns and reloads, and just they're very similar loadouts in general. Like, again, maybe bump this one up to 200 rounds. I just feel like there's some just lack of understanding in that, and they wanted to add more guns, but instead of adding them to where they make sense as far as like this one, okay, longer barrel, so more velocity than this one, fine, great. But why does this one have, I just think they got the capacities wrong. I think they got the damages wrong. They just, the weird misunderstandings with some of these guns, I feel like, just doesn't make much sense. Like, this one, 40 recoil, 30, 8mm. This one, 8mm, same thing. Recoils for some reason way less. I don't know why.
Not bad.
It's the same freaking round. Like, I don't get it. Like, they both weigh the same. The rifle, both rifles weigh the same. So why does this one have so much more recoil? I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense to me. I know a lot of people are complaining about the flamethrowers and stuff like that, and I think if, like, for stuff like the flamethrower and stuff, maybe make different flamethrowers do different things. Like, one flamethrower has like a longer range, but it takes a little bit longer to reach out and get that maximum thing, but it has like a longer range, so you can hit those bile titans. The other ones has like a shorter but wider flame or something like that, or a different type of fuel that burns differently or sticks to things or something like that. I don't know, like stuff like that. I think I just feel like they really missed out on some really good ideas. Even like this HMG emplacement, the fact that it has such little ammo for what it actually does. The other thing I really hate about this game too, I shouldn't say hate, but just gripes I have, like machine gun sentries and stuff. Like some of these things are, I mean, they're used early on, and I never see anyone use them later on. Like the autocannon, this guy, I love it to death. I wish it had more rounds. Like the EMS mortars and stuff like that. Like, I hate that they will just give up and leave after a certain amount of time or something like that. Instead of just, they have ammo left, where do they go? Like, they just disappear into the earth and they're done? Like why? I don't know. Like, or the exosuits and stuff. Why can't I reload those? Why do I only get 2 call-ins with them? It's a PvE game. I just want to have fun with this game and just freaking just rage and just murder bugs and murder bots.
Wow.
Why can't I call in more than one of these? I don't know. Stuff like that just drives me bonkers about this game. I just wish they would have spent more time thinking about maybe like logical stuff with this game, like light armor penetrating, but it does 95 damage.
No.
That doesn't really make much sense. You fire the same round as this. This one's medium armor penetrating, but does less damage.
Ah.
Huh? I don't know. But again, more recoil. Same capacity, that's cool. Different fire rate. That's weird. They should be pretty damn similar. I mean, granted, they are actually. It's pretty similar, but I don't know, you guys. It's just so weird. But then like these ones, this one does more damage than this one, but this one's medium armor penetrating. This one's light armor, but it does more damage. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Maybe someone else can explain what I'm missing about this game. It's just frustrating to me. And you got like submachine guns like these that they're cute, they're awesome weapon designs, but I never see anyone use these. Like maybe make these a secondary. That'd be cool. Make like the stalwart like a primary option. I don't know. Like, but I would love to have like something like this be more useful. Like this should actually be able to hurt shit. More so than it does. Like why is it light armor penetrating? Like these should be like the same. Like these should both be medium penetrating.
Really?
But this should just like have it be very similar. Like okay, they're both medium penetrating, but and they do this one maybe does less damage than this one, but this one has a higher fire rate, less recoil, and more capacity than this one. Whereas this one does more damage, a little bit more recoil, a little less fire rate, so it's a little bit more, you know, you could use it for more long range type stuff. Medium to long range, whereas this one would be better for like shorter range but does more damage, where this like this one's like a more of a medium range and this one's like a short range kind of thing, you know, close up, close quarters type of thing. And this one's like a medium to long range. Does that make sense too? Like I think that would make sense. Like this one should be medium to long range. Again, just like this one. Maybe if they made it so I could have different optics on the gun and I could use them.
I shot the red container.
You know,
like
then something like this would be more useful. I could take a flyer out of the sky at a farther range or something like that. But again, the scopes are basically pointless in this game when you're trying to do first person, so stuff like these never get used. These don't have the ammo capacity or the damage to really be useful. They just spew bullets so fast. These are just really slow and cumbersome and don't really do enough. I don't know. That's just my opinions, you guys. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe you guys can leave your comments down below what you think about it. It's just how I feel. It's kind of frustrating, but again, I don't know. I just wish they would have looked at it a little bit differently. Arrowhead, if you want some ideas, feel free to reach out to me, man. Contact, leave a comment. I don't know. I'd love to discuss firearms and stuff like that with you guys and make these more fun to use for people. That'd be great. I'm sure there's a lot of people in this game, this fan base, that would love to spew some ideas to you guys. So I don't know. That's all I got, you guys. I want this game to succeed. I really have fun playing it. I want to just have more fun playing it. I like that it is a challenge. I don't want it to stop being a challenge. That's why there's different difficulty levels. But at the same time, I want stuff to make sense. I want to have a little bit more usefulness with my weapons and want to actually try something out versus just purely using something that's meta. When you have all these guns that do the same effing thing, but just slightly different, but one's going to outweigh the other for sure. But you can balance them out to make them make more sense, like I said. I don't know. That's all I got, you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Salute, skis.
Oh God, what's going on with this hill?